Previously, we made a video on this subject and talked about how this ban will affect Binance user and what can be done. Do check it out if you'd like to know more, but Binance recently made its latest announcement and there's more certainty on how you can respond to the situation as an existing Binance user. And that's what we'll be talking about in this video. Before we go on, one viewer commented in the previous video that he likes Binance because it allows him to use a staking function and make passive income from his cryptocurrency. Personally, I'm also a big fan of making passive income, and I personally like to use the staking function as well. Since you may not be able to use Binance already, you can check out Cake DeFi. I personally am using it to do staking, liquidity mining, and so on, and it gives me a pretty good return. So go and check it out. I've attached a link in the description below. Since the last time I mentioned about Cake DeFi, many of you guys are asking me to do a video on Cake DeFi. Wait, chill, we are doing it already. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button so that when the video is out, you get notified immediately. Alright, so back to the Binance story. While sad to see Binance leaving Malaysia, well, you have two options. First is the safest option of all, which is to sell all your coins in Binance and then exchange it to USDT, then transfer it to another exchange or maybe a cold wallet. Well, we mentioned in our previous video as well that you may really want to consider using regulated exchanges if you're worried about other platforms being banned in Malaysia too. Then, as a user, you have a next option, which is to continue using Binance regardless of it being banned. And I know many of you really want that because of that low fee that Binance offers. So if you are that person, what can you do? Now, based on Binance's latest announcement on 13th of August 2021, Binance mentioned this. They will cease to offer 3 products and services in Malaysia. Number 1, MYR trading pair. Number 2, MYR payment option. And number 3, the P2P merchant application. So one thing is this. They did not mention that they will forcefully close your existing account or force you to sell all your coins and then refund you the money. So at least we can say that existing users, you are still quite safe and you can continue using their service. Although they didn't say that, but I think it's kind of implied that way. This means people with existing account will be able to continue to use Binance services. Although they didn't state it out specifically, but well, it's kind of implied since they didn't say that they're going to stop you from using, right? Anyway, even if you're going to continue using Binance, these 3 services will not be available anymore. The first, which is the MYR trading pair. This means when you're on the platform and you want to buy Bitcoin directly on Binance using Malaysian Ringgit through a Visa or MasterCard starting from 16th of August 2021, that option will not be available anymore. The second service that won't be available is to use MYR as a payment option. So when you want to buy Bitcoin directly on the Binance platform, you want to pay using Malaysian Ringgit, that option won't be available. We also tried purchasing Bitcoin through Binance directly using a Malaysian credit card but choosing a Singapore currency or Thai currency, but we were told that the issuing country of our credit card is not compatible. So unless you have a foreign issued credit card, you won't be able to buy any Bitcoin directly on the Binance platform. But what the hell, man? Who buys any coins directly on Binance anyway? Usually we go to the P2P market, right? Well, here's where the third service is banned, the P2P merchant service. This means you can't use the P2P service in Malaysian Ringgit already. Remember we mentioned in our previous video that this will likely happen because this is probably the most effective way for them to stop you guys from using their platform. Now, any seasoned Binance user will either transfer coins from their other wallet into their Binance account, or they would buy USDT from a local seller through the P2P market. If you don't understand the P2P market, think of it like a carousel, right? The app carousel. Yeah, but instead of selling your stuff like clothes and whatnot, people are there to sell you USDT. And it's the cheapest way of anyone to buy USDT on the Binance platform. platform. So what happened is a seller would put up an advertisement on the P2P market stating that they have USDT for sale, telling you their selling price, and interested buyers will click into the ad and state how much they wish to buy, and then they will be given a bank account number to transfer their fund to the seller's bank account. Once the seller confirms that they've received the funds, then they will release the USDT to the buyer. Generally, this P2P market exists in most of the crypto exchange platforms. You will probably see the same thing in Huobi and other exchanges as well. So if you still want to continue using Binance, the only way for you to buy or sell any USDT from Monday onward is to use the P2P market in other countries that are offered by Binance. So under the Binance platform, you will see other currencies P2P market. Like when you key in the Singapore dollar, then they will bring you to the Singapore P2P market offered under Binance. Now, if you have a bank account in other countries, you can just buy or sell USDT in those currency. That way, you will be using Binance, but just not with a Malaysian ringgit. Now, Binance aside, I think it's always good to have a foreign bank account, like having one in Singapore. For me, mainly is to diversify my assets into different countries due to the political development in Malaysia. But that's a topic for another day. If you have any comments on that, you can leave in the comment below. So back to Binance. Now, if you still want to continue using Binance, you will need a foreign bank account. Contrary to many people believe, you actually don't need to be very rich to open a foreign bank account. Today, you can easily open a bank account in Singapore. Just go to www.cimb.com.sg, then apply for a CIMB Fast Saver account online. Alternatively, you can also Google CIMB Fast Saver account Singapore, then click the link on Google and apply for one. The whole process will only take you around 10 minutes. Once you click the apply button, all you need to do is select new user, then click the option to proceed to complete form manually. Then follow the instruction and fill up the form. Submit a copy of your NRIC and proof of your residential address with a utility bill or a bank statement. Once you're done with the application, you will receive an email with a password protected PDF containing your CASA application information. You will also receive an SMS containing the password to open the PDF. So once you got the password on your SMS, use it to open the attachment, and you will find the bank account number on the top right corner on the first page of the PDF. Once you get the account number, now what you need to do is to deposit 1,000 Singapore ringgit, Now what you need to do is to bank in 1,000 Sing dollars to activate the bank account, which is around 3,300 Malaysian ringgit. Once your account is activated, they will send you an activation code through your SMS to register for a CIMB Clicks Singapore. So how do you deposit this first 1,000 Sing dollar into your CIMB bank account? Well, you can do this through a wire transfer from your Malaysian bank account. But wire transfer from your Malaysian bank account directly to a Singapore bank account can be quite expensive. As you know, bank's exchange rate is not that great. So personally, to save money, I use TransferWise. And for a transfer of 1,000 Singapore dollar, I can save close to 100 ringgit compared to using a bank's service. So that's pretty good, right? If you're interested to use TransferWise as well, you can check out my link in the description below. But remember this, if you will be using TransferWise for your first transfer to activate the account, take note, you still have to do another transfer with your local CIMB account in order to activate your CIMB Singapore account. Because although the Singapore CIMB account will be able to receive your funds when you transfer it through TransferWise, but it won't be able to activate the account even after receiving money from TransferWise. It still requires to receive funds from your local Malaysian CIMB account in order for it to be activated. So even after you arrange a money transfer on TransferWise, you will still need to link your Malaysian CIMB account with your new CIMB Singapore account, then transfer at least some money, even if it's just 10 Singapore dollars. And don't forget to do all this within 30 days from the application date. If not, they will just close that account and you need to repeat the whole process again. So alright, now you got a Singapore CIMB account. Then it's time to put it to good use. Certainly, you can use your CIMB account to pay or receive money when you participate in the Singapore P2P market on Binance. Then from then onwards, when you want to buy or sell any USDT, just go to the Sing Dollar P2P market. Buy or sell USDT there, then you can continue using your Binance. Even when Binance is no more available in Malaysia, you can still do that kind of without breaking the law. And one more thing that I really like about having a Singapore bank account is that you can also have access to a bunch of other investments and financial services that are not available in Malaysia. Personally, I use my Singapore bank account to invest in international markets. Well, one thing for sure is this: Singapore has a much more mature financial services and it has great access to many international investments. That is something that I really like. But since Malaysian currency is terrible, I actually feel very sad whenever I convert my money into Singapore dollars. Anyway, if you want to know more about how I invest through my Singapore bank account, leave a comment below and probably make a video around it. Anyway, back to the Binance story. If you're willing to go through all these hoops to open a foreign bank account like a Singapore bank account, then maybe using Binance is still a good option for you, because the truth is Binance still offer one of the lowest fees for their crypto exchange. But if you're unwilling to do so, or you just can't open a Singapore bank account, then maybe withdrawing your money and switch to another exchange would be a better option. And I would like to stress that if you want to have a safe platform that you need not worry about any regulation problem, then just use a regulated platform like Luno or tokenized in Malaysia, because although the fee is slightly higher, but it is safe and you have nothing to worry about. I hope this video helps you.